Hey everyone, welcome to another live stream by the Birb Nest as part of our celebrations for the 200,000 followers of CryptoBirb. We are throwing this 2-week party for everyone so you can enjoy 14 days free access to our Discord community and also get massive discounts on our most popular products. Today, we are going to have a very interesting live stream. But before we start the introductions and provide you with the topic, let's hear some words from our sponsors.
PrimeXPT is the most powerful trading platform offering immediate access to over 30 assets. Trade cryptocurrencies, forex, commodities, stock indices, and much more, all from a single Bitcoin settled account. Visit the link below and start trading on PrimeXPT in minutes.
Birb Network is an interoperable DeFi ecosystem offering token pre-sales, staking as a service, project incubation, and much more. Visit thebirbnest.com/Ferrum. Globe is an upcoming crypto derivatives exchange offering up to 100 times leverage on crypto and DeFi perpetual contracts. Sign up for early rewards at thebirbnest.com/Globe. Radix is the first Layer 1 protocol built specifically to serve DeFi. More information at thebirbnest.com/Radix. YFDAI is democratizing finance by creating the most secure, transparent, and user-friendly ecosystem of DeFi products. To learn more, visit thebirbnest.com/YFDAI.
Okay, so we are back. At this point, I would like to introduce you and welcome Cityfied. Hey, Cityfied, how are you?
Hi, Crypto Herc. How's it
All
going?
good?
Yeah, everything's really good on my side.
Nice. Same here. And today we are having a very interesting live stream, which is about psychology and emotions in trading, right?
Yes, that's right. We're going to talk mainly about frustration and fear and anxiety.
Awesome. And this is a very interesting topic because actually most people that they start with trading, even the most experienced traders, they go through charting analysis and then they go through, analyzing candles, how to trade with Elliott waves and all these technical analysis topics. But the truth is that the biggest pain point is managing your emotions efficiently.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. If you want to grow as a trader, emotions are so important that it's something that you really need to work on before you can really go up to the next level. Yes, I mean, knowing TA, it's really important. Those are the basics. But then when it comes to actually executing it, you are your biggest enemy at times.
Yeah, that is true. Before we start, and I believe you have a few slides that you want to cover some things. Let me say to the people that are watching that they, at any point, they can write their comments beneath the video if they have any questions. And we have a giveaway, a very special giveaway today, and that giveaway is actually a one-on-one web call with you, Cityfied, for on trading psychology, right?
Yes.
That is a very nice, actually a very nice perk.
Yes, that's right. You'll be very fully personalized. I will analyze your personality and then give you suggestions on how you could improve your trading psychology and trading overall. Awesome.
So guys, you can find the link below in the description of the live stream. And to unlock the giveaway, we are going to display the secret code during this live stream. Awesome. Okay, so I will pass the ball to you, Cityfied. Let me have your screen share on screen, and yeah, it's all yours.
Great, thank you so much. Welcome, guys. Glad to all who can join us today. So perhaps just a little background on myself. I am currently a PhD candidate in the world of clinical psychology, and I've been with the Birb Nest for a few years now, and I've been helping a lot of our members with their trading psychology together with my colleague Jimmy, and we give such weekly trading therapy sessions together as a and it's really a perk that exclusive Nest Club members have access to. And this is something that we do weekly. So this is a really nice sneak peek into what we do, weekly sessions. And perhaps this is something that might interest all of you. And feel free to, share your, experiences along the way. I'll be happy to hear whatever experiences as I, go through some of the things that I'm going to mention, right? With regards to any frustration or fear and anxiety with regards to the market. And, I always encourage people to share their experiences, because by actually sharing it, you're actually processing your thoughts, and, you're just letting it out. And it's always a good outlet to do so, letting your emotions out and your thoughts. Right. So it will be really chilled webinar. So, trading already takes up a lot of your mental energy. So today's session is just really to empower you and share you a technique that you might find really useful for yourself when you feel really frustrated with the market. And, frustration also happens in the bull market. So we really need to try to regulate these emotions. Right. So like I said, I'd like to keep this session interactive. So feel free to share your experiences along the way.
Sounds good. I see a lot of comments already. So that's very positive.
Yeah, that sounds good. And yeah, although I see a lot of UK guys. So yeah, so basically when we are trading, right? So like I mentioned, you can experience a lot of frustration. So perhaps, one of the the first thing that comes to mind is, taking losses, right? So obviously it's also depending on how big your loss is. So with this loss, it can lead to you having a fear of, re-entering the market, because you're afraid that perhaps, Bitcoin might take a dip, a hit, and you're afraid that by going in, you're taking this risk. And, it's this kind of fear can really impede you from moving on and taking trades. So like I mentioned, the technique I'm going to share with you can perhaps help you get over such fears and anxiety when you are trading. And second thing that can really happen is, like making a mistake, which is part of, losses, perhaps also it can be not following your trading plan, or, perhaps, just removing your stop losses or not setting a stop loss, for example. This kind of things can, can really cause a lot of anxiety when it happens, when the market takes a dip or a dump. And things like also you selling your positions too early and not letting your winners run. So this kind of mistakes can also cause a lot of frustration and anger in you that you really need to sometimes just let it out and face it head on instead of avoiding them, right? And the third point would be also in a ranging market. We have seen that for quite a few weeks that Bitcoin has also been raging, and this if I've seen the comments on, in chats and on Twitter that, sometimes this can get really frustrating for people just, because Bitcoin is just ranging and not taking a side. And you might just be staring at your charts all day. You're getting annoyed, why isn't, Bitcoin choosing a direction, and you just don't know what to do. And for, crypto traders, a day or three, it seems like eternity for everyone. So it sometimes it can play a lot of on your mind, and force you to make decisions that you would that are controlled by emotions and not really rational thoughts inside, right? So all this kind of emotions that go through in like it really leads to the emotion of fear, and this is something that we do not need to get scared of, right? It's something that it's best sometimes if you hit it straight on, and avoiding it will only just end up being in a vicious cycle, and then you just continue going in that vicious cycle, and you're more likely be able to make the same mistakes like you did as previously. So and I see that there are some questions about Donald Trump say that I get very frustrated whenever I get myself into a bad position.
That is true. There are a few questions from our audience. The one the one question is from Vinod, and he asks, "What's the current sentiment of the market? Wild it is, it seems." Well, yeah, it's wild, right? Everything is pumping. But make no mistake, people still lose money in bull markets. And mainly because either they don't have the right trading system in place, or they cannot control their emotions. And yeah, we are going to cover the latter. And then there is another comment from Ronald Dump. That's a nice one. And he says, I get very frustrated whenever I get myself into a bad position, even if I know the position will recover. Any suggestions on how to stop focusing on underwater position? Well, I'm not the expert, so Cityfied will cover this. But from my experience, I would say, getting into a wrong position, into a bad position, it's something that will happen, no matter the level of the expertise that you have. It will just happen. So you need to actually make peace with it. Yeah, Cityfied, back to you on that.
Yeah, so yeah, it happens to every trader, even the best. So the one thing that you can do is to learn from this experience. So and yes, you will likely, like I mentioned, that you sort of get fearful if when something like this happens again. So and you will likely keep rethinking this thing that has happened to you, this bad experience, and then it might lead you to be fearful of taking upcoming trades. So what you could do is to sort of, sometimes we have this thing called self-talk. When you start thinking about, okay, this underwater position that's going on, firstly ask yourself, why was this underwater? Did you not place a stop loss? And what's the reason for not placing the stop loss, for example? And I will share with you a technique that can later on, the exposure therapy that could help you. So we will discuss this a little bit later on as we do this live session on exposure therapy, which I hope that you guys will all enjoy.
Good stuff.
Yeah. So guys, before we move on, just make sure to subscribe, press the thumbs up and bell on to help us boost our YouTube algos. We really appreciate these sessions as well. So yeah, and so before we move on, you really need to understand how does these emotions all come about. So this is really based on what we call the cognitive behavior model. So basically, you have these things that's all going on in at the same time, right? One thing leads to the other, and the first thing would be the situation that triggers it. And this is a situation that is definitely outside your span of control. That is the market, right? And when something happens, perhaps when the market turns for the worse, it could trigger some thoughts in your head. So and thoughts could be something that's definitely dependent on how you as a person interprets the situation. So if Bitcoin takes a dump, if you start thinking that this is going to be the end, this is a doomsday, this is how you are interpreting the situation. But this can also be the reason that you should think back. Did you actually have a plan? Did you prepare for this going ahead? So always think about that when that happens, and talk to yourself, self-talk. That is like what I like to say. And at the same time, when perhaps Bitcoin takes a dump, and this can also trigger emotions, right? So basically, how you feel about the situation. Emotions are not logical, right? So it can also be influenced by your thoughts and beliefs. So the box up there, which is thinking that it's doomsday, and it causes a lot of fear and panic in you. And then this interaction between your thoughts and beliefs and your emotions can lead to a behavior and response that is you perhaps panic selling, not sticking to your plan, right? So it's really important to to understand how this all affects you. And if because this video is back for replay, it will be good to come back to this model to see that what triggers you, and to understand which is the weak link that you really need to work on, to focus on. So and it's okay to experience stress in trading in general. It's normal and it's valid, and it's okay to experience this, and this is what makes us humans, right? But it's not constructive, to define yourself by such, frustration and anger with the market. Because such frustration can elicit responses that may be really negative in your behavior, in your thoughts. And again, the vicious cycle comes about and you start making more mistakes. And when you start making more mistakes, these emotions start taking over again, and it overrules your rational thoughts, which you would want to avoid, right? So, and these negative experiences can include fear when you are placing a trade. So, one thing that might be able to help you would be what I'm going to talk about and carry on a bit is exposure therapy. So before we move on, perhaps we can go to a couple of questions.
Yeah, sure. Let's see what we've got. A friend says, for a long time I thought trading was all about math. I didn't participate because I'm not gifted in math. I became intrigued when I realized that trading is mostly emotional control. So it's useful not to display just the questions, but also the learnings from our friends here. I think this is a very valid point. And I see another comment here. I remember reading an article about it. The strange feeling. I feel much more bad when I lose $100 than I feel happy when I win $100. For the same amount, the feeling is not the same. And I remember reading an article saying that it's how our brain is wired. This is the nature of our brain. We perceive loss. Loss creates more impact to our emotions rather the same amount of a win.
Yeah, exactly. So the research has shown that you are 3 times more likely to experience a lot of heartache and pain when you have lost something. And that's why if you compare it into real life situations when you lost someone, how that really hits you deep down, if you like to compare, as opposed to perhaps you winning a contest, for example, that that you can't really compare those feelings. That euphoria is not as high as opposed to you if you lose someone close to you. So I like to compare it in real life situations. So it's really similar in trading as well. So when you lose an amount of money, it really hurts you deep inside because it also hurts your ego and self-esteem that you did not do a good job. And a lot of times you might start having self-blame on yourself for not carrying that trade out well.
And it's a very good example that you brought up. And the point here, the very important point, and watching our friends comment is that it's not you, right? It's not him. This is how our brain is functioning. This is everyone, how they perceive loss and win. So this is a very important thing to emphasize on. Let's see if we have any other questions. If you want to continue, please go ahead, certified, and I will gather up the questions.
Yeah, no worries. So so like I mentioned, that we'll be doing a very short exercise in a bit on exposure therapy. So basically, just to give you some introduction on what this is about. It's basically a technique that really enables you to reprogram, this stimulus response triggers that really set off, faulty trading when you're doing. So for example, just giving a really basic example, if you are afraid of spiders, maybe you keep exposing yourself to it until you're no longer fearful to it. But yeah, this is just, it does not work for everyone. Of course, this is a really harsh thing to do, exposing, but it's just a really easy and concrete example. So, trading happens a lot in the moment. And so when these emotions rise, such as frustration, fear, and anxiety, you really need something, a technique, a self-help technique at that point of time in the moment, and try to be your own sort of trading coach when the situation or moment arises that you really need it. So, and that's why exposure therapy could be really helpful for many when that happens. So, and a major idea that is underlying exposure is that, avoidance of negative experience itself, becomes a reinforcer. So perhaps, preventing people from, overcoming, learned fears with regards to trading. So let's say, for instance, right, that you have taken, large losses on a long position recently for whatever reason, that you did not follow your rules, or not setting a stop loss, or the market just took a turn for the worse. But and then you decide to get into a new trade. But then you're now afraid to let your winning position run, perhaps because you're afraid that, BTC will drop and then will mark things up. So you can really avoid that fear by really simply exiting this position. So it releases that fear and tension in you, right? So while that avoidance is, a relief, it is temporary. It never addresses this learned connection that is impelling your behavior. So for example, indeed, it's sort of, reinforcing your fear by acting on it. And it's impossible to overcome such a fear when you sort of give in to this emotion, and you will be forever be lingering at the back of your mind if you never really address it head on. So it's just like, in everyday life, right? So when you feel anxious, perhaps maybe giving a presentation in front of a large crowd. So you might want to avoid it, right? In situations that will, that you have to do, sort of, avoid having to give a presentation in a large crowd. So, and when you do this, your anxiety will quickly come down quickly when you are able to avoid such situations. But in the short term, this provides some relief from these unpleasant symptoms, your experience. And encourage you to avoid this fearful event again. But if you continue to avoid this fearful situation of presenting to a large crowd, it will create a pattern of avoidance, and you will feel just as anxious the next time, you have to do it. So this will lead to a sort of vicious circle of avoidance and anxiety. And, likewise in trading, that can really happen. So, exposure therapy is sort of based on the principle of, conditioning. And, so you sort of, I'm not sure if many of you are familiar with Pavlov's dog conditioning, extinction. And one type of it is sort of, to imagine your fear, a situation that you're really afraid of, and can really be helpful for you if you want to confront such feared thoughts and memories. And, it's often used actually in more like clinical practice, for people who have anxiety problems. But this is definitely also very relevant in trading as well. I've shared this with a few of our Nest Club members, and many have found this to be really useful. So it can really help reprogram your anxiety responses to really market situations and frustration responses. So anytime a situation sort of evokes an exaggerated emotional or behavior response from you, this exposure therapy method can really be used to help, regulate your reactions, right? So yeah, before we start, I'll just like to again remind you guys to make sure to subscribe, press the thumbs up and bell on to help us boost our YouTube algos if you appreciate these sessions. And we really appreciate it.
Who doesn't like the freebies, right? And yeah, definitely. And remember, you see right now the secret code. You can use it to unlock the giveaway, and you can find the link in the description of the video. The prize, the winner will get one-on-one trading psychology session with Certified, and this is something that people pay a lot of money to actually get. And remember that we have a 14-day free access to our Discord community. Don't miss it. It's not happening every day. And along with that, if you decide to be a full member of our community, you get up to 30% discount on our most popular products. This is sick. So do it. Shall we start with a few questions, Cityfied?
Yeah, let's do
Let's
that.
see. Okay, awesome. Let me take out the code and let's see the comments. Okay, so when can we talk about overtrading and how to overcome it? I don't know if you will cover this Cityfied in your presentation, but I guess we can. If not, we can talk about it and give some advice at the end.
Yeah, let's talk about it later on. Once
Okay,
we are
no
done.
problem. A comment from another friend. I often trade without stop losses because of how often it stopped my position, and price went up after that again. So I find it more efficient to just use my guts. So our friend here prefers to use his instinct. I would say in this case, try to develop a trading system that it's more mechanical. And stick with it. You can back test it first, and in this way you can just follow this mechanical system and leave your emotions out.
Yeah, indeed. Hercules is right. I mean, if you don't put stop losses, you're just letting the market control your trades, right? One thing that you can't control is how the market it's going to play out. And stop losses are there for you to have control over the trade. So yes, perhaps you might be lucky that that you got away a few times with not putting a stop loss and using your gut with just a couple of trades. But in the long run, this might not necessarily play out in your favor. And it's no different to gambling if you are, just using your gut and, just trading without a system. And we really highly encourage you to use a trading system like Hercules said, because this removes the equation of, emotions. It doesn't remove it entirely, but you're less likely to let your emotions overcome your rational thoughts.
And I think overall trading is a 3-layer framework, should I say, because the one layer is the emotions that we are covering today, and you will speak about exposure therapy. The second is the risk management. If you said it, you were spot on when you said the word gobble. When you don't use stop losses, it's just gobbling. It has nothing to do with trading, nothing to do with any kind of systems. And I think if the gut is good to have some good instinct, but yeah, stop losses, it's a must-have.
Yes, indeed. And what I'll do is also because if you often get stopped out, is instead to really start thinking about how you can improve and learn where you can better place your stop losses. Because we understand, especially in crypto, is really different from more traditional markets where things can get really volatile. So you might want to really work on that instead of not putting a stop loss at all.
Yeah, exactly. Another comment. I use a journal where I record all my trades, and I have one extra column, lesson learned. Very good, I would say. I regularly go back at that column specifically for the losing trades, and that's one thing how to develop the right system, right? Because the friend before said that he doesn't use stop losses, he follows his gut. So if trades hit his stop losses, then something might be wrong with the system, and he might need to go back to the old trades and check the journal and see, and write down what he has done wrong and what he could do better. But removing stop losses is not one of them. Yeah. Let's see if we have any other questions. Sorry, Cityfied, you were saying?
No, I said indeed. You are exactly right.
Yeah, I think that is all. Please continue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we have any other comments, any other questions. Yeah.
Yes, that's right. So yeah, so I hope that you guys are ready to start this session. I just like to ask you guys to sort of sit back and get yourself relaxed before we start. So, like I mentioned, exposure works by breaking this vicious circle of fear and avoidance, right? So you can do it by gradually exposing yourself to the fearful event without avoiding escaping from it. You start with easier situations first. So in today's session, I encourage you to first start with the easier situation in case this really invokes some anxiety levels that you do not want to get to or are not ready yet to face. So you start each time and then you do your exposure treatment until you feel the anxiety feelings are long enough for you to come down naturally without you really avoiding or escaping them. Here during trading. But there's something that that causes perhaps mild anxiety level, perhaps a 25% level. Right? Just give yourself some time to search for that situation in your head that has caused you frustration or fear during trading. And then seat yourself comfortably wherever you may be, whether you're in front of your desk right now, or just perhaps you're sitting on the sofa with your phone beside you, listening to the session. And really just close your eyes and breathe deeply and slowly. So you breathe in and out. And all you can hear is your breathing sensation. As the air goes in through your windpipe and down to your lungs. Keep yourself still, physically, and keep your mind focused on your surroundings. And you start with the lower part of your body, gradually tensing and relaxing your muscles. Performing several repetitions with each muscle group before moving higher along your body. So you tense or relax your toes several times. You flex your foot. Then move on to your lower leg. And you go up. And all the while you are tensing and relaxing. You are breathing deeply and slowly. And staying focused on your surroundings. You continue tensing and relaxing all the way up to your face. At the same time, you take a few more deep breaths. And notice your body relaxing. You should hopefully be a little bit more relaxed than you were in the beginning. And now you're ready to imagine a detailed trading situation that has caused you frustration or fear. So try visualizing in your mind the position you are in and the market movement. Imagine the market behaving in a way that normally would trigger your fear or frustration. Just let your mind run and concentrate on that situation that caused you fear and frustration. All the while, you're breathing deeply and slowly, keeping your muscles relaxed. When you feel yourself tense up or experience fear or frustration of the feeling of anxiety with the market, stop the visualization. So freeze the frame that you have in your mind and simply go back to breathing deeply and slowly. And once you're relaxed again, continue from the scenario where you left off. The scenario that caused you fear or frustration in trading. If you had to interrupt your visualization to keep yourself calm, repeat the exact same scenario the same way until you can get all the way through without having to freeze the scene in your mind. If necessary, Freeze the scene. Breathe in deeply and slowly, and keep your muscles relaxed. If you're able to go through the visualization without tensing up, it means that at that point you've extinguished the response to the situation. After you have mastered the situation, you can move on to other situations, which we will not do today. One situation that's more stressful than the other, and you repeat the same thing that I've mentioned previously. Whenever you feel yourself tensing up, breathe in deeply and slowly, keeping your muscles relaxed. And if you're able to stay calm and focused during a visualization of, creating more stress, you can make the next visualizations more threatening and push yourself just that little bit further. And don't stop this exposure work on yourself until you have tackled your absolute worst fears. So that was the exposure therapy session. I hope that was useful to you guys. And I hope you guys are doing all right and are still with me. Like I mentioned, you can start with more easier situations to face first. And each time you do your exposure work, you remain with the anxiety feelings long enough for them to come down naturally without avoiding or escaping them. This is called habituation. And as your anxiety symptoms naturally reduce, you will learn that the fearful event is not what is causing you anxiety. This will really help break the vicious cycle of avoidance and anxiety. And I hope you guys are doing okay.
I think that was very, very relaxing.
Yeah.
Very relaxing, and thank you so much for this, because it's actually I see already some comments coming through. So Steven says, by the way, I'm displaying the secret code to unlock the giveaway, and the giveaway is one-on-one session for training psychology with Certified. So imagine if you get this as a freebie, right? Imagine if we have this kind of live stream, what you will get having one-on-one session with Certified. Thank you so much, Certified, for this. Very helpful. Let's check out a few comments because it's really very positive. So we have Tron Dab. Every time I say this name, I cannot hold it. Anyway, that was very cool and very useful. Thank you. Steven says, I needed that. Thanks. It was great. You need to do this more. Feel relaxed. And by the way, because you said, Mark, that you need to do this more, this session, this live stream will be recorded, so it will be available afterwards. You can use it. You can come back to the Birb Nest YouTube channel, run it, go through the meditation, and yeah, you can even record it. You can download it and then cut only the place, what you want to hear. Just the session. Yeah, another comment, it's pretty cool. This was incredible. I've done one similar with a therapist, but never with trading. So with that in mind, I would like to share my experience. What I try to do, I'm not religiously doing it, but I'm trying my best, because again, trading is a journey that making money is not the only goal. I can assure you guys that by following the right steps, it will make you a better person. You will control better your emotions, and you will be able to have more composure at times of crisis. And that is a very important aspect to add in your life. And my experience, and let me know, I would love to hear your thoughts on that, Cityfied. I try to meditate every morning for 15 minutes. I personally use Headspace, and it has some sessions other sessions are for anxiety, for stress, anger, or just relaxation. I have this guy here, which is, let me share with that in a big screen. So I have this guy here, which is the 5-minute journal. And what you can write every morning, and every morning you can say 3 things you are grateful for, 3 things that you would make great today, and daily affirmations. And then at night, you write 3 amazing things that happened today, and how could you have made your day better. And it's really helpful writing these feelings down. And yeah, I'm trying to have this as a morning routine.
This is absolutely great, Hercules. I think it's fantastic that you're doing that. And it's good that you're sticking to doing this every morning, and also doing the meditation on top of it. I think that's a really good practice that many of us should strive to do. I personally try to write down my thoughts for the day as well. And reflect at the end of the day. And it really helps, to give you perspective on things. And I highly encourage one on the stream to do so as well. And Hercules is a great role model for doing.
Thank you.
No, but it really is. It really helps you to prepare yourself for the day, especially with meditation, and just writing down what are the goals that you would like to achieve as well for the day. And it just keeps you calm, and it gives you a great start. And
exactly.
You always say that and then you will notice that your day gets better as you go on. You're able to tackle many of the things that you would like to tackle with less stress, and gives yourself more peace.
Exactly, and more peace. This is a very good word that you selected there, and I would say that as with all things that you do in life, this meditating is not a one-day thing. You need to employ this as your daily habit, and you will see the results. I guarantee you will see the results after a few weeks, like 2 weeks, even immediately. But it's the long-term effect that you want to bring in your life and in your trading. I love this message from TD. Guys, this was a high-dollar therapy session for all of us. Very professional guidance, and thank you. Thank
you so much, TD.
And it's not a coincidence that at the Birb Nest we start with the people. This is our values as well. And we are the only educational hub, at least in crypto that I know of, that we have professional trading psychologists. One is certified and the other is Jimmy. So we have these amazing people for a reason.
Yeah, and we give very different perspectives. Whereas I come from more clinical and cognitive behavioral therapy kind of perspective, Jimmy gives you a neural linguistic programming kind of approach, so you have the best of both worlds.
Exactly. Cool. Let me display one more time the code for unlocking the giveaway that we have, and the giveaway is a one-on-one session with Certified. Would you like to provide more information on what the plan is, what the agenda is for the winner?
So yeah, the winner will be able to get a fully personalized, insight into your trading psychology, and my expertise is also on your personality and how you can use your personality as an added advantage, added prowess that you can add on to your TA skills as well. And that will be a one-on-one call. And if necessary, we will also have such therapy sessions if you feel like you will need that for that moment as well. So it's just whatever you need at that point of time.
Awesome. Sounds fantastic. Is there anything else you want to cover in your presentation, or?
Yes. Just one thing. I think TD has mentioned that he has done something similar with exposure therapy for therapists, but never trading. So yeah, one good thing is such exposure therapy is something that you can use also with some things that you want to tackle in your daily life and fears or anxiety that you have. So it's not just limited to trading. So if you find this useful, you can also tailor it to your everyday life. And how we know that our everyday life can also impact, and our environment can really impact on how well we do also in trading. So you can use this very useful technique that can help you get rid of any noise that could impede you from trading as well. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe, press the thumbs up and bell on to help us boost our YouTube videos if you appreciate these sessions.
I think after this amazing session, they have every reason actually to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We plan, guys, we have how many days still? 11 days. 10 days. 10 days. Full of freebies, full of live streams with special guests. And the education that we will give out is huge. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you set your reminders, and we would be grateful to have you again in one of our live streams. Just remember, we have a 14-day free access to our Discord community. You can find all the information in the description of this video. And if you want to be a full member of our team, of our community, you can get our most popular plans with 30% discount. So that is not something that happens every day, guys. Don't lose the opportunity.
Yes, don't miss out, guys.
Cool. Thank you very, very, very much, Certified, for your time.
And thank you, Hercules, for being a great host.
No worries. And thank you guys for attending. Stay safe and all the best.
Take care, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.